So I released my first project back in November. Now it's April, and it's been a little bit of time for me to kind of see what songs that people like. And one song that's really standing out is my song called Options. And this song is personally probably one of my favorite songs on the project. I really enjoy the song so much. So here's my issue though. I want to promote this song more, but with all the other projects that I'm working on, I don't have the time to market all this stuff myself. So that kind of got me thinking about how can I promote this song a bit more that can roll into the rest of the project. So that made me think about this company that I worked with in the past called Boost Collective. I partnered with them on a song back in March 2024, and my song's sitting at about 100,000 streams now. So I'm kind of happy about how this went out. So I'm going to go through their website. I'm going to break down their services. I'm going to give you my honest opinion in about a couple weeks on how the service went. And hopefully I can get this song in a position where I want it to be. Maybe in the way of Orion's Belt. Maybe it flops. Let's break it down and let's see how it goes. All right, so let's break down their website and let's break down some of the services. So we're locked in. We go to boostcollective.com, boost-collective.com, and you're going to get popped up at the screen here. They're always doing some sales. So they have an Easter sale going on. So it says here, we're going to scroll down, look through all this stuff. They've done a lot of work with a lot of different artists. A lot of my friends have worked with them, and kind of let's break it down a little bit. So getting your music heard with Boost Collective is fast and easy. All right, so pick a song you want to get promoted. We'll put the song in a second here. Pick a campaign size and get added to playlist. And you might think that, oh, it's playlist. Playlist is such a dawned upon thing when it comes to Spotify. And I would agree with you to a certain extent. And I'll break down this more later on in the video. We're going to make this super easy. And we're going to go to the very top. And we are going to look up my song. So mine's right there. So Gavin Santi right there. And we're going to go in. I'm going to type in Gavin Santi options. Gavin Santi options. Perfect. Right there, we'll go to the project one. It's the best one because I also released it as a single. So here it is right here. And you can promote multiple songs for 20% off for 2 songs. That's a cool deal. Like I said, they always throw deals for artists. So let's go to the next thing, promoted selected songs. All right, so as we get to the next screen, we're gonna go look at some of these campaigns that we have here. I'm gonna go with this gold pack right here. It says about 1.5 to 5K streams and 8+ playlist pitches. That sounds good to me. So we're gonna go to the next steps and put all the information in. All right, so after you put all your information in, you get prompted to the screen. This is your order information, order number, order email, and let's wait a couple weeks and I'll give you my opinion on how this goes. So it's been a couple weeks since we started running the campaign. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the results and let's circle back and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, so as we open up Boost Collective again, we go to our campaign. So it says it ends in about 10 days. And these are all the playlists that I got put into. So I want to go over to Spotify for Artists and let's take a look at the results and take a look at how the song did with these playlists. Move over to my Spotify for Artists. It was on my project in the end. It's a song called Options. So right off bat, we can see this large spike here. This large spike was doing about 23, 25 streams a day. Then it started going up and went 165. Then bumped up to 200 streams a day. So we hit this big thing, I think yesterday was my highest stream day at 267 streams on that day. So we're looking at about an extra 3,000 listeners on the song. Obviously, we're gonna get more listeners on this. And then the stream per listener actually stayed about kind of the same as 1.3 here. It had a spike here where I was before. And then we're looking at here. This is all the playlist ads that we got into. So this makes sense to me. All the playlists that we're going to get into because of it being a playlist service and how they run their playlists are going to be with Facebook ads. And that's something I've done for myself as well. So one of the big things that I want to see is the streams. 13 saves was the peak of my saves. It did pretty well. So we got about 4,000 streams in the last 28 days. You can look at the playlist. These are all the playlists I got put into. So this very first one, we got 1,000 streams on it. Rap hits, 500. We got these other ones all couple hundred. Radio plays out 157. And I think that's important to note with what we're looking at, because the whole point of getting into these Spotify playlists and any playlists that are going to offer services is for it to matter for your radio. So let me get in front of the camera here and let's break down my final thoughts on my opinion on these services. Let's get to it. So my final thoughts on Boost Collective and all the things that they're doing is they are a great service. Absolutely, they're great people. They keep up with all the things you need to do. And how they run their playlists are pretty well. So running with Facebook ads is something that's I've seen a lot of different artists do. I've personally worked with some other people that do Facebook ads for playlists. I've done it before. But my whole honest opinion about playlists in general, and that outside of just Boost Collective in general too, is when people go listen to a playlist, and that's even Spotify editorial playlists as well. When they go listen to a playlist, they're listening to it for the vibe of the playlist. They're not listening to it for the sake of you as an artist. Is it a great way to get streams going and maybe get into the Spotify algorithm to now maybe increase your chances of getting new fans? Of course, absolutely. And I recommend any new artist to try to get into playlists like Boost Collective. Boost Collective is probably top tier best playlist service out there. Absolutely. I think one of the best. And because there's so many, and because I know them personally and I know how they do it. Other playlists is kind of scammy. So I do recommend Boost Collective very much. My highest recommendation on you want to get fans for your music is running those ads to yourself. Because when you're running those ads to yourself, you're engaging with people that like your songs and your music, and they tend to follow you more. That's not to discredit Boost Collective at all, because they are amazing people and they do amazing things for independent artists. So I would say it's always going to go back into betting on yourself and making content, making your own ads, trying to learn how to maybe partner with an ad company to work with Facebook ads and all the things that they do. But Boost Collective is a great thing to add on to the other things that you're doing. It's not the end all be all, but it's an amazing thing to add on to anything that you're doing. And never do they claim that, hey, you're gonna blow up because of our playlist. That we claim that we help you blow up. So that's the amazing thing about it. So I just want to give a big shout out to Boost Collective. Big shout out to Ronan for reaching out to me to do this video. This is a great service. Boost Collective, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sweatshirt here. Like I don't know if you can see it. Boost Collective. Maybe I move my microphone out of the way. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah. So big shout out to Boost Collective. You guys are doing amazing things for independent artists out there and helping so many artists like me. You've helped me out so much in my journey just within the past year. And I will never discredit the work that you guys put in. Thank you guys so much to everyone watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.